Hello, I'm Dan DeRose coming to you from our digital desk. A little bit of breaking news here. New Ohio Senator Bernie Moreno has sent a letter to the brand new U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, asking for the consent decree that's been hanging over the Cleveland Police Department for the last 10 years, that it be dismissed. We're going to show you the letter, the actual letter that he sent to AG Bondi. Keep in mind, she was just cleared and approved by the Senate yesterday. She's actually expected to take the oath sometime today as the new AG, the Attorney General for the United States. But in this letter, he is citing a mistake that he claims was made by the President Barack Obama administration when this was filed. If you don't know what the consent decree is, it is basically a set of operating instructions for the Cleveland Police Department. It was called in 2015 after two very high-profile cases, use of force cases in the city of Cleveland, one being the 137 shots that were fired at the two suspects and killed two suspects that were running from police in a chase. Dozens of officers participated in that. It was never called off. And that was one case. Then the second case was the 2014 death of Tamir Rice. Tamir Rice was in a park pointing an airsoft pistol toy gun at individuals in the park. Police were called, and when officers arrived, there was a quick decision by one officer that shot and killed Tamir Rice within seconds of pulling up to Tamir Rice in that park. So because of those high-profile cases, the Department of Justice was brought in to look at the use of force in Cleveland. They decided that it was excessive and put in a whole new set of rules. They are still operating under that consent decree, trying to meet the requirements of the U.S. Department of Justice as we speak. So here is a brand new senator from the state of Ohio asking a brand new U.S. Attorney General to look at the consent decrees that were put in place, not just in Cleveland, but all over the United States. I believe Detroit has one that were put in by the Obama administration. He is citing a very specific error that was made when these consent decrees were filed, suggesting that because of that error, that it should be thrown out completely. Here is a statement before we show you the letter, a statement from Senator Moreno today saying law enforcement officers need to be able to do their jobs and enforce the law without politicians holding them back. That's why I'm urging Attorney General Bondi to finally re-examine the consent decree policies like we've seen in Cleveland to help restore public safety. Here is the actual letter sent by Mr. Moreno today. We can read through this letter. It is full of, and I've actually been working with an attorney to try and make some sense of what he is speculating at the mistake, and it's about as clear as mud. The letter reads, "Dear Attorney General Bondi, the congratulations on your recent confirmation. I have no doubt you will restore integrity to the Department of Justice. I write today to require additional information regarding your position on utilizing the notice of voluntary dismissal pursuant to federal code and to end consent decrees with state and local governments with a prior administration when a prior administration failed to follow the procedures as set forth by Justice Scalia in the Kokkonen versus Guardians of Life Insurance of America. It cites that case number. It was a Supreme Court case. The letter goes on to say, as I'm sure you are aware, pursuant to Kokkonen, there must be actual dismissal entry that provides for continuing jurisdiction to enforce a settlement agreement. If there is no actual dismissal entry, absent a filing of an answer or summary judgment motion, the litigation remains a live case or controversy, which can be voluntarily dismissed under Rule 41. I am drawing your attention to this important question because it is my understanding, for example, in the United States versus the city of Cleveland, that the Obama DOJ failed to file a dismissal entry. Therefore, I request the following. 1, you review the PACER docket to identify any cities that are impacted by prior administration's failures to adhere to the procedures set forth by Justice Scalia and Kokkonen. 2, report any cities identified to my office. 3, report the DOJ's position regarding utilizing a notice of voluntary dismissal pursuant to Federal Revised Code to my office. And number 4, share any subsequent formal policy or memoranda issued regarding the DOJ's position on ending consent decrees against state or local government entities with my office. Sincerely, Bernie Moreno. So this is just an initial request by Senator Bernie Moreno. As you can see, it was a very wordy, very lawyered up statement given to the U.S. Attorney General, who again is expected to be sworn in today, citing a failure to put in that dismissal entry into the original consent decree. We're going to obviously keep tabs on this request and see if the U.S. Attorney General has any statements. I'm assuming she's very busy after being confirmed yesterday and sworn in today. If we have any other information on this, we'll bring it to you both on air and on Cleveland19.com. I'm Dan DeRose for 19 News. Have a good day.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.